All right, it's March 15th, 2022, and we're in Charlotte, North Carolina to continue on our quest to visit every town center in the state. We're at Trade and Trine, which is the town square for this city. They have these 4 statues on each corner. This one is for the future. That one over there is transportation, industry on that corner, and this last one is for commerce. He's an old gold miner here. His gold was found in this area way back when. There's probably still some gold under these streets. And the first mint, other than one up there up north, was built right here in Charlotte. A lot of history in this town. And we're going to walk through it today, see what there is to see, and see how they rebounded from the last few years. You can see by this historical marker that the Mecklenburg Resolves were here, a bold set of anti-British resolutions adopted on May 31st, 1775, in a meeting 50 yards southwest organized by Thomas Bolt, a fired spirit of independence. And they refer to this area as Independence Square. So we're going to do the town center today. We're going to stay right in the center and go back and forth. I think the first thing we're going to do is go down West Trade, then we'll come back and down and go down the other side, and then we'll do Trine, kind of do a little X, and maybe we'll pick up some of the back streets as we go along. I'm not sure yet. All right, so let's do it. One Independence Center right here at the Marriott. There's your little bus stops here. Looks like somebody taking a nap inside. That's not good. I don't like to see that. Coco and the director. Looks like a little, maybe a coffee shop. Yeah, coffee shop there. They got benches all over, wide sidewalks. This is your business district here. You see tall buildings all the way up through there. Got this track laid in for the rail lines that crisscross through here. Marriott's got some valet parking if you want to use that. Got a Hooters over there. Got some people walking around, so that's good. I didn't know how busy it would be on a Tuesday. Charlotte's starting to open back up. They're getting ready to have the St. Patrick's Day parade this week. And I think coming up in April they got Charlotte Shout, I believe it's called. I may come back for a few events down there and let y'all check them out. This is Trade West right here. Another beautiful building in town. Coming up on Church Street as you head west off of Trine, you'll hit Church Street. Got a Starbucks in there, the Grand Bohemian Motel. Beautiful hotel here in Charlotte. As we look down, as we cross Church Street, you'll see why it's called Church Street. Big, beautiful church over there. First Presbyterian. Got a playground for the kids. You can see them out there playing. Spring is almost here. 22nd of this month, I guess, will be official. But it won't be long. The blooms will be all out. These leaves will be leafed out. Lots of shade through here. Lots of trees in Charlotte. Morton's is in that building over there. Got some outdoor seating there on the other side, you can see. I won't do a complete walkthrough. I'm going to cut the camera off and on as we go. And we'll pick it up here and there just so we won't have one long walk. But one thing I am noticing, I haven't been here in about 7 years. When I retired from the fire department, that was the last time I was down here. But it was always clean. You never saw bottles and stuff like that. right here laying downtown. So I hope that's not a trend that's going to continue. Charlotte was known, when people come to events here, known as being a very clean city, and I hope it does stay that way. You go to a lot of cities and you'll see trash everywhere. It's not very inviting, and that's one thing Charlotte had up on them. If they don't watch out, they ain't gonna have it no more. It's not bad, still fairly clean, but I can just remember not seeing any trash about 7 years ago. It's changed a lot. It's changed a lot. This is South Poplar now. I believe that big building over there is called The View. I can't remember. If you live down here, know. Comment below. Lots of great places to live downtown. Here's a look back from the directions we just came. Looking back into that church courtyard there. You can see the Bank of America building standing tall above the rest. It's a beautiful building here in Charlotte. A lot of banking goes on here. I've been to the top of that building, stood up there where those poles are that light up and all. It's cool up there doing some training. It was awesome to sit up there and look out over this growing city. All right, let's go on down a little bit further. There's one of those rail cars I was talking about. This building right here looks like 312. They're doing some work on it, I guess. It's closed up. You can see it's a beautiful old building here in town. We're on North Pine now, West Trade. It goes that way, and then Mint Street's over there on that side. You can see the Residence Inn down there, and Carolina Panthers football stadium's off in the distance. So this is the United States Post Office and Courthouse, the old one, of course, and they're renovating it now. Just see how beautiful these old buildings were. Yeah, the post office and courthouse together, I guess. Nice old building. Fixing these buildings up here on the other side. Look at that. It's got that kind of Art Deco look on that green one there. There's a look back again for the direction where we just came. That U.S. Mint we talked about stood a few feet southwest and operated from 1837, 61, and 1867, 1913, and it was raised in 1933 and rebuilt as an art museum 3 miles east of here. That's North Graham right there. That's, if you go a little bit further, you're going to see Interstate 77. They're building lots of apartments, condos, and things like out that way, I guess. I think that Johnson and Wells is back off to the right. If I'm mistaken, somebody correct me. But we're going to turn around now and head back into the center. I like the way they brushed this. It's kind of abstract here, I guess. Solid Rogers. Joining together in balance and teamwork. Yeah, kind of get it. It's kind of got that Art Deco look at the top. Why somebody had to do that, I don't know. All right. There's Morton's again. At this location where they're taking some photos out here on the screen was a house that belonged to Captain James Jack. Yeah, this was where his house was. He was a Revolutionary patriot, bearer of the Mecklenburg Declaration of Independence to the Continental Congress in Philadelphia. Yeah, he wrote up there to give it to him. Said we had enough. And that we had. Yeah, you can see them recording there, and there's another beautiful building. I think I showed that earlier. If you want to live down here, right beside the Grand Bohemian. Right down from the Hooters, we got the King's Kitchen, a Southern Kitchen on a local mission. Got a lot of construction going on here in town. That's the direction we just came back from. Of course, they got these bikes everywhere. Most of them are standing up. Somebody just throwed that one down. Here at Trade West. Got Tilt on trade right there. Almost back to the center now. Got a barber shop up here on the right. Every town's got to have one of those. The Cut. Got to go through the lobby to get in there. I bet they'll give you a cut. There's Reed's Fine Foods, 121 West Trade. Yeah, I bet they'll probably give you a cut from your wallet too. Set up in that building there. Rent can't be cheap. All right, let's cut back through here and look at this park. Room 112, modern Asian cuisine, sushi lounge. Now this is normally squirting water. It's empty right now, full of trash. Even if it's empty, you need to keep it clean. Seeing cigarette butts everywhere. You don't have to wait to spring to make it look good. You need to have landscapers for every season. So this little park here has got, tells you about Thomas Polk Park, a lot of history here. First Civilian Hospital talks about that. I guess you can walk across here when the water's flowing. And following the invention of the cotton gin in 1793, Mecklenburg County became the state's largest cotton producer. And of course, the railroad helped it out and all that. And then with all the interstates and railroad became a major transportation hub. Yeah, I hate the way they letting that look. Yeah, got a lot of history. Talks about the gold over there. And the earliest known inhabitants of this part, Piedmont, were the Catawba Indians. And then Scotch and Irish come in here, and Germans and all. This was a trading triangle, was originally a Indian trading path, and if you went down the trade, that path would have took you to the Catawba River, and if you went back out the other way, it took you over to the Yadkin River. And then Trine Street was a great warrior trail, went up north, and eventually became the Great Wagon Trail that came right down through here, just like it did Salisbury, North Carolina. Did a video on that if y'all want to check that out. And Great Wagon Trail went through there as well. All right, let's get up here and cross over and go down the other side. They've got another beautiful building over here on the other side, 101 South Trine. You can see it. It's all glass, and it's okay. I like the older buildings. I like this one right here better. The features and all on it. I got this artwork right here in the center. It's been here a long time. One of the first major pieces of artwork they put in this city. It used to spin, and I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be the cityscape, maybe. I've never paid it much attention. Grand Disco. Our life today is one of crisis, of movement, of tension, and do not know what our world will become. And ain't that the truth? I try to say something about this uncertainty in my work. I try to communicate a sense of vitality and connection with the movement of life today and to be a part of its movement. The social challenge of art today, in my opinion, is to start a dialogue with the people. 1974s. Yeah, big old disc. Looks like you're looking down top of the city to me. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but that's what I think it is. It's right out here beside this Edie Prime Seafood right there. Alright, let's work in behind transportation and go down the East Trade. Got the Essex in there. It's outdoor seating during the warmer months, but you can see people in there eating lunch right now. This is the Bank of America building right there. We talked about it earlier. Got a pedestrian crossway right there. They got the Area Tuscan Grill and Chicati wine bar over there, right across from the Omni Hotel. If you're ever in town and want a place to stay and eat, I'll tell you what, I don't know why people can't stand these things upright. That's the second one laying down. You can see them all over. People rent them and ride them around. All right. Over there on the other side, they call that Uptown West. This is Uptown East now. Convention center's down here, the Green, NASCAR Hall of Fame, government districts back down this side. All right, let's wait and get on across the street here. I'm probably not saying that right, but it looks like Vita Mexican Kitchen and Cantina. If I said it wrong, somebody comment below. The Ritz Carlton, that's a nice place to stay. I've stayed there before. Got Moe's Southwest Grill down here. Epicenter. Here's one of the entrances to the Epicenter. They've struggled over the years and going bankrupt now, so a lot of the places have closed inside there. And I think they're going to open up something good here once it transfers hands. It's a big nightlife place. A lot of people like to come and go to clubs in here. We'll walk up there and check it out real quick. So as you can see, it's kind of like a outdoor mall. We got an elevator in the middle there. And Moe's over there. Rooftop 210. Different levels, stores and clubs. Got the Red Eye Diner over there. Some of them are open, some of them are closed. Urban Bricks looks closed upstairs. Whiskey River's closed. That was a big club. This place will be jam-packed at night. And then go back out another street. Excuse me, right there. Looks like Insomnia Cookies is under. Yeah. So hopefully they'll make a comeback. There's one more look back at the Epicenter and a big Gold's Gym sign up there on top of it. And the hotel. Up through there. You can see the light rail line comes across right here. This area once was a Confederate Navy yard. It was established in '62 following its removal from Portsmouth, Virginia. It produced ordnance for the Confederate Navy. Let's go down a little bit further, cross under this bridge and see what this artwork's all about down here. This is the Spectrum Center. Charlotte Hornets play here. A lot of events and concerts here. I like that artwork out front. It probably lights up. Looks like a bunch of blown up inner tube floats to me. I bet that looks nice at night. Yeah, if you want to know where that's at, that's where it is. It's right across from the transportation center here as well. Down here. We got the Hyatt House on out further. Another place to stay. And yeah, come down here if you want to get some transportation moving around the city. That's where you do that. All right, I think we're gonna go back to the center of town and go down Trine Street. Looks like somebody might have had too much to drink one night. Ran into the light pole. Another one of these bikes laying on the ground, another one up there. Some lazy freaking people rent these things, just chunk them down. A lot of one-way streets here as you move through town, so you got to be careful. This is North College Street here. At least you look down that road that way. Before all them lanes going that way. Steakhouse down there. Can't see the name of it. But there's the other way down through College. Alright, let's get back up on the square. We're back on the square now, looking at the Bank of America building. This is their little water fountain out front, and it's flowing, so I'm not sure why they didn't have the one on the other side flowing. It was so dirty. Alright. So like I said, we're back on the square, just to give you a little reference. West Trade, that's where we just came from, the Spectrum Center. And we went down, like I said, West Trade, but that's East Trade down through there. And then we did West Trade back in that direction. So now we're going to go south on Trine. Streets are fairly active here around lunch times. People walk around. A lot of these companies are telling their employees to come back in to work and not going to be able to do no remote work anymore. And they need that in a downtown area that keeps the businesses alive. Yeah, this is Charlotte Shout. I was telling you about earlier. It goes over a period of about 17 days. It's kind of an art festival. I've never been to it, so I think I might come back and check it out. Seafood and steaks over there at McCormick's. Of course, you got little vendors all out on the street here too. This is 4th. Down that way. You can see another pedestrian crossing in between these buildings. And in there's shops and all as you pass along through there. Oh, it's going over. See another one there. Cross in front of US Bank now. South Trine 201. Pasta pizza bar right there. People sitting outside. That's a beautiful building over there. It's chopped. That's the kind of buildings I like. Got an insurance company right there. Emerson Joseph Men's Grooming Lounge. Keep you looking good here. Second one I've seen today. Got a FedEx office. Got Ruth Chris's Steakhouse over there. That's a real good place to eat as well. WBTV's oldest broadcast station in North Carolina. Radio long hosted live country music. Yeah, I'm from this area. Just looking around trying to see some names. Some of these buildings, some of them are named and some of them aren't. It smells good. Like we said earlier, big banking town. There's Wells Fargo. Right here at 3rd and Trine. That's one way to get around town. There's a look back from the direction we came. We're in front of Wells Fargo now. I see a lot of people with video cameras out here, professional looking. I don't know if it's the news or what. I think Charlotte's getting excited about getting back to normal. Thank goodness. There's another area people sit outside and eat. Got the grill over there. The plaza. Got a fella down there playing some tunes. Yeah, this is nice what they got right here. Got another water fixture's going on, so maybe they're working on that one up there at the square. It's cool. Got a lot of activity out here. Everybody seems to be in a good mood. Right across from Chipotle there. There's another one of those buildings you can live in over the top. Lawrence's hot fried chicken right there. There's that guy back there playing, everybody eating. Chipotle. Famous Toaster over there. Yeah, they all in these little towns now. Big franchise thing going on. There's Charlotte Regional Business Alliance. So this is considered Uptown South now. So this building with the gold windows that stripe down through it has retail available, 3,300 square feet. So if you're looking for a place, you might want to get in on that. It's an interesting looking building over here too. Right across from Bernadine's, is that right? I say that right? You're at 435 Trine. People in there getting some lunch. You can see, you can go all down through there. Little shops and things. Rice, Virginia is 232 miles away. So they got a little park here. So you can come through and visit their shops and stores and hang out. I see they got this artwork. The first time I saw this was up in Mount area where they did the sculptures within the brick, like the bricks part of the sculptures. I like that. They also had it up there in Gastonia. Life is an open book. Kids just playing. There's the direction we just came from. It's called the Green right here. Old Radcliffe Flowers sign there. So we've come all the way through the park over to South College Street. We're looking back toward the old Radcliffe flower sign there. We got some sculptures on each side of this park. Looks like books. See roots on that one. I saw Moby Dick over on another one. Life and Times of Frederick Douglass. It's kind of cool statue. Kind of get a look at it. There's Moby Dick right there. I did a good job on that. There's some more places to live up there. And on College Street, since we're down there, there's the convention center right there. All their fountains are going over there too. Got a mural off in the distance there. Another beautiful building. Got these leaves molded into the wall there. I was walking through here earlier and they got speakers and you could hear like making water noises, but it's not doing it now for some reason. It's like water trickling. They got the V right there. You got a water fountain here, but it probably don't work. Let's see. Nope. guess people don't get thirsty no more. They fixed this up through here good. I think these fish normally squirt water out. Don't hold me to it, but I think so. Yeah, I can see the pipes coming out of that one. Kids come down here and jump around, I imagine. Alright, let's go on back up. Old church still standing down here. It's the back of it. Get a better look when we get up here on trying again. They have parking underneath the green. Right there's the entrance. And I believe that's a little building right there outside the Radcliffe's flower sign. I believe that's a stairs going down to it that you can come up through. It's Levine Avenue of the Arts now. The Mint Museum's over there. That beautiful building. And this is we looked at the church, St. Peter's Catholic Church. Got those beautiful doors there. Imagine many a wedding took place in there, and the bride and groom came out. Stark contrast to the glass building beside it, that's for sure. And this little house, I'm assuming, is part of it. I don't know the history on this one right now, so if y'all do, comment below. I'm just walking through this town like you would. Just coming here. Most people don't, when they come to Charlotte, they don't pull up a lot of history on it. They just start walking around, checking things out. But you can go online. They got downloadable walking tours that you can go through and get all the history you want from them. But today's trip's just for you to have a little look around. All right, they're working here, so we got to go through this little tunnel. We'll pick it up on the other side. We popped out here at the Marriott right here on Stonewall and South Trine, and the Harvey B. Grant Center right here. Looking back at the steeple of that old church, and off in the distance that building with the gold windows. Off in the distance you can see Bank of America Stadium. Let's cross on over while we can. Look back up the street. Got some artwork here. It's kind of strange looking. Might just be a light, I guess. This Wells Fargo building right here. And another Bank of America tower over there. If you're going out that way, that's the south end. You got South Boulevard. You can ride that light rail out through there. Lots of bars. A lot of people moving into that area. It was run down years back, but they've really come a long way with that rail. Really brought things back, and businesses popped all around it, so that was a good idea. All right, since we're here, I'm not going to go across the I-277. That bridge is a loop, and basically goes all the way around Charlotte. You have 77 off in that direction, and then that 277 loop will go all the way around Charlotte, and that's what most people consider to be the town center area for Charlotte. And then you cross, you got the south end down there, and west, north, so forth. So I decided to come on down Stonewall, South Mint. There's the Bank of America Stadium right there. A lot of people visit this town. I like to come down here and take pictures of the stadium. Got some artwork right there, a little ball in the middle. It's supposed to be Earth, looks like. Go down there and get that iconic shot of the Panthers, and then we'll turn back. So there's one of the Panthers right there, looking ferocious. There's the other one over there from the side. They did a good job on those sculptures. Zoom in a little bit so you can see that one better. Standing here at one of the entrances right here to the stadium. Go back around that way, Graham and all that. A lot of tailgating going in that direction, but it goes on all over the town wherever somebody can park. But I've always done it back over in that direction there in those areas. There's back at the Bank of America building here, and not the main one up there. As you can see, the light pole towers coming over the top there, where I showed you I was standing one day. So this is just another one of their buildings right there. This is a beautiful stadium down here. A lot of fun to come to. Got a Mike McCormick here holding a football. So yeah, if you're in town and want to check them out, do it. All right. Bunch of people on little scooters. I'm gonna keep on walking though. We'll go back up the Trine. We'll head back in the center and go north. I like the way they use solar panels to make this little tree sculpture here. It's pretty cool, and it also provides a little shade if you wanted to sit there. All right. Honeywell's got that building over there. I'm trying to debate if I want to go down one street and cut up. I think I do. Let's go on down one more street and we'll cut up through one of these alleyways or streets that would come up on. We've crossed over now. We crossed at First and Mint back there, and we're walking back up toward Trine, South Trine. Coming past Reed's Fine Foods now. You can see the church we looked at earlier up ahead. Got one of these big screens here on the wall. I don't like these screens in cities. It's just a bunch of, seems too futuristic to me. Like you look at some of the videos walking through Japan and all those lights in New York, same way. I don't prefer that. Back at the Levine Center now. And the Mint. See that outside elevator they use when they're building those buildings. All right. Got the street. The stones in it here. It's hard over here. I've seen it many times. And you'll see a lot of people do their videos on it. And it's the weirdest thing I ever seen. I didn't look up what it's supposed to mean. I'm sure it's got a meaning there, but in some ways it looks like a bird or phoenix maybe. Other ways it looks like John Travolta from the Staying Alive, everybody wearing bell bottoms. That's what my mind sees. But it's interesting, and it definitely stands out. What is it? Is it a phoenix? Looks like it's got lights that come up on it. I don't see any sign for it. So y'all comment below. Let us know what that's all about. I'm sure it's nothing of what I said. There's that church again we looked at. All right, let's keep going back toward the town square. We're going to do North Trine once we pass there. Just crossed over Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Back up here where that guy was playing his music. Passing the famous Toastery. Potbelly sandwiches here on the left, that yellow sign. Back on 3rd and Trine now. There's Wells Fargo building. I'm gonna cut down the Burdine Promenade and check out this park since we're here. We won't have to cut back on it. And see their ball field down here. Just for reference, that's the promenade we came down. There's Wells Fargo on Trine. This brings you down, crossover, the Romare Burdine Park. It's a beautiful park they got back here, and should have just kept going straight earlier instead of cutting back up Mint. Could have saved myself a lot of walking. Got some nice shops back through there. Let's see what the park looks like. We got the formal oval and the big moon green. Yeah, there's Bank of America again. Tryon Park Hotel. People outside eating, drinking. There's a pub and eatery right there. Valhalla, I believe. French Quarter Tavern over there. Kind of looks like New Orleans in a way. You can walk through there. A little alleyway you can see. Light Arcade, that's what I was thinking about. You go in there, a lot of little shops. We may cut back up through there in just a minute. Just wanted to give you a look here. Pizza Baker's down there. Alright, let's roll through the park. And we'll go back up through the Light Arcade on the way back to Tryon. Grass is brown now, still not time for it to green up. It's getting there though. A lot of places to sit. They got little water fountains going around this circle. I guess kids can just go out there and run around if they want to. Got some artwork down here too. Got some plants up through here. Got a lot of plants and stuff. I think they're doing some kind of putting some beehives here in Charlotte too. I think I read or heard something about that. I think it was on YouTube where they were talking about Charlotte. Somebody posted about them putting some beehives on some of these buildings, bring bees back downtown. Which I imagine they've always been here, but they're gonna make some hives for them or something like that. Anybody's involved in that, comment below and let us know how that works. You can see birds just flying all through here. This sculpture here. Could be water, I guess. What do y'all think? Not a beehive. Yeah, a little green there. Lights up at night. Play out there and sit. It's the back side of that fountain we saw up front. Overflowing to the back. It's kind of a cool little park. Thought they'd have more artwork down there. I see some off in the distance over there in between that building. See, the trees are ready. Look at them blooms, purple blooms. I'm gonna shoot over there. It looks like a horse. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, this is a horse. Done a great job on that. Right outside of Element. Beautiful. Yeah, get your place right here. Got a fitness center in there. Element. All right, as you can see off in the distance, there's the ball field. We'll shoot over there real quick. Here's the sign for Romare Burdine, 1911-1988. African-American artist and writer. Many of his colleagues were inspired by childhood memories of North Carolina born, one block northwest. And so that's the park named after him. I guess a good place to come out and lay out in the sun and stuff like that. I know they have the vents down here. You can get that trash out of the tree right there. Some more people down there taking photos. It's a professional photo day, walking their kids up through there. Not sure what that's all about. Trust Field, the ball field here. A lot of games played out there, a lot of fun. Just a nice relaxed atmosphere. They got all kinds of little things they do on game days for kids. Come out and get you a hot dog, watch your ball game here in Charlotte, North Carolina. You'll love it. I'm going to try to give you a better look into the field. Got a nice stadium. Nice stadium in there. I think, just give you a reference here. Here we're coming up on 4th. And there's the town center right there, Bank of America building, the trust building there. We're going to keep walking up this way, go into 4th Ward, and then we'll come up and hit South Shrine on the other end and walk back into town and finish up right there on the square. Yeah, Charlotte is made up of 4 wards, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And we're in 3rd now, but we're headed over to 4th Ward. I like that Greens lunch there, famous since 1926. We're back on West Trade and North Pine now. There's the old post office. There's that green building we looked at. We're going to continue on across. Jaywalking like I always do. And head on into 4th Ward. Just so you know where we're at, there's the Bank of America building again. Church steeple on the west side, west uptown. We've talked about this view building all day, and now we're right up on it. So 4th Ward got run down back in the 70s, but man, has it come back. They fixed up all the Victorian style houses, and it's a place a lot of people want to live. I just want to shoot through here. They got a nice park, and then that'll just set me up perfect to go up on Tryon and cut back and give you a chance to go through one of the wards. So I made a turn right coming up 6th from Pine. Got a little divider with some artwork on it there. See some of the buildings over there. They got that little park that runs through 4th Ward through there. Coming up on North Poplar. This is West 6th Street. Got a lot of bike lanes. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, so there's our star. We'll go down a little bit further, maybe over to 9th before we cut up and come back up Tryon. We'll go one more street up. So I decided to keep on going up to 6th. I'm on Church Street now. This is the back side of that church we looked at earlier. There's a beautiful graveyard there. Walk through there, it's real pretty. Yeah, it's worth a walk through if you're in town. So yeah, Church Street's kind of quiet back here. Let's go back that way. That's all 4th Ward over there. In the midst of buildings, some of them multi-residential, but there's a lot of old Victorian houses on out that way. It's definitely worth looking at if you're into houses and architecture and things like that. So we're going to Tryon's right up here on the hill. Of course, it's up here on this little ridge, and this is the backside of Discovery Place, and a little place for kids to go in, and it's interactive, a lot of fun for them. I've been there a few times, and they got the theater in there that you can sit back and enjoy some good movies about Mount Everest, underwater stuff. Yeah, IMAX dome theater. Lay back in that thing. It's cool. Yeah. Let's get on back up here, and we'll start a trip on down trying. This is a cool piece of artwork here on this wall. Mother of Invention. I like it. Did a good job on that. Let's see, we got working down here on the street. Let's get up here. I don't know what's going on there. More trash. I don't like that. Alright, let's take a left here. Discovery Place. Give you a look out real quick. Square's back right up there. Got these little things where the kids can stand, and one person can stand there, the other person can stand up over here and whisper, talk to each other. Kids like to do that. Sensory hair sales. Things have calmed down since lunch has gone by. Guess everybody went back to work. Spirit Square right here in this building. Great place to go into. Got a lot of entertainment. Blumenthal is uptown here. Another beautiful church right here. Duckworth's Grill and Tap House. Let's cross over. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go out any further. I'll go out to this one sign down here and see what it says. So this one talks about Annie Alexander, 1864 to 1929, first female physician licensed in North Carolina. Acting assistant surgeon at Camp Green during World War I. Yeah, Camp Green out on the west side there. A lot of history there. Y'all should check that out if you're interested in history and World War I. Can't remember what the name of this building is here at 401 North Trine. Got Crunch Bristow down there. They got a courtyard back through that building there as well. Let's go on down a little further. Check this church out. So there's a look at the old church. The guy in the cart's giving a tour right now. You can take these tours in these golf carts. That's a lot of fun to do. Good way to get around, but that's just one of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen. Beautiful. Down here on the North Trine side of Charlotte. It's a nice little building right here. I like that. Comes another tour. I think I'm getting so tired now. I wish I'd have jumped on one myself. I've done some walking. You can probably tell it my voice. I'm getting less enthusiastic as I go. Got to keep the energy up. Another beautiful building right here at 516. Pizza sub, salad. Man, this place has changed so much. I don't know if you know anything about me. Can't remember if I mentioned it at the beginning of this video or not, but my parents met here in this city. My mom was going down toward Wilmington with a friend of hers, down to the beach down there. My dad was in the Marine going to Camp Lejeune, and they met here in this city by happenstance, I guess. And this video wouldn't be here today for you to view if they hadn't. They got married, bought a house here, and I was born here. If you go back onto the east side there toward Hawthorne, Elizabeth and Hawthorne, you can't see it from here, but Presbyterian Hospital's down there. I was born down there in that hospital. There's a Sky House uptown. And I worked here as a firefighter until I retired in 2015. So I love this city. It sure has changed a lot. I believe Sears used to be right out there in that building, but I'm not going to go any further. That's the old Sears building. Belk was down here at one time. Ivy's. Of course, when I was a kid in the 60s, this was no high rises. Just looks like a good sized city, but more like the smaller ones we've been through. And I can remember coming down here and shopping with my mother. Had to get past that garbage truck making a racket. Yeah, we come down here. I can remember being very young, 5, 6, going in Ivy's. Had multi-stories like you see in the old 1960s movies. Get in the elevator, second floor, housewares, that sort of thing. Ivy's was a big deal down here. Of course, Belk too. They all left the inner city when the strip malls and malls started happening and going outside on the outskirts of towns. And, Charlotte kind of got run down for a while. They've turned things around here, and it's a great city, and I love it. It's too big for me now, though, so that's why I moved to Lexington, North Carolina. But it's been interesting to me to watch as these buildings have popped up left and right and changed it from its old town look, old city look to what it is now, a modern city. I just hope it doesn't get too big and get like a lot of cities that grow too much. They just start bursting at the seams. They get a lot more trashier. And, I think if they can hold on to what they got now, they'll be good and just stabilize there and hold steady. But so many people are moving here. I don't know. Yeah, watched all these buildings pop up at one time or another, and they're still building them. It's been a great place to grow up. I grew up out in the Drought area. I still own the house that I grew up in. I don't live there, but I still own that house. My brother's living there now. And first job I ever had was down at Carowinds, down there, South Carolina, North Carolina line. I have to go down there one time, and we're doing a traction video for that. And check that out. I already did one for the National Whitewater Center. You can check that video out. And of course, in town here, they got all kinds of arts, museums, the Blumenthal Opera, ballet, all kinds of different music you want to listen to, watch. I'm not very cultured, but I'm sure some of you are, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just a old country boy. The house I grew up in was surrounded by farms, and now it's in the city. Yeah, loved it here. Love being a firefighter here, and I think if you want to come up to a city, this would be one I'd choose. Let's get a little bit further up before I bore you to death with all my reminiscing. So we're looking down West 6th now at the public library. Nice library here in town. Library stood on this corner since 1903. Cross back over North Tryon now. We're looking at the Dunhill Hotel right here. So walk back in toward the square. Ashbury. Southern and Modern. Not sure what it is. Got Allen Tate Realtor there. Wood and Vine Wine Bar in Bristow. Fifth Third Bank. Foundation for the Carolinas over there. Starting to get a little warm today. Be glad for these leaves to break out and throw some shade. Fifth Third Center here. Some more water fountains. People out walking their dogs today. Another little plaza. You know what I forgot to do? We forgot to cut up through that little alleyway with, what was that? Down there by the ball field. I'm losing it. I'll think of it in a minute. Capitol Grill here. And I want to say this building up here on my right across the street here is the old Ivy's building. Let's see if they got something on it when we get up there. Performing Arts Center, Blumenthal, we talked about earlier. Got a lot of traffic here. Let's shoot by one way here. Trying to see if this was the old Ivy's building or not. I feel like it would. Oh yeah, there's a sign right there. So that's where we would have come back in the 60s. Now it's hotel residence right there. Yeah. Long time ago. Be nice to be walking with my mother again. 6 years old, down to Old Town Charlotte. Boy, she died early on me back in '95, and she probably wouldn't recognize the place now, but I'm sure she'd like it. We're closing back in on the square now. Here's that sign about the Becklerberg Resolves. Yeah, that place that I was gonna take you through was called Light Arcade down by the ballpark. But we'll do that some other time. I'm gonna come back and do a lot of attraction videos here in Charlotte, show you the different wards, and go more into the neighborhood sections. But for now, I'm gonna end it right here in the town center for Charlotte, North Carolina. I hope you enjoyed this walk and talk tour. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, and share. Y'all take care. All right, back at the 7th Street parking deck. I recommend parking here. If you come into town, if you got kids, let them come up here and put their hand right here. And the building will talk to you. For now, I'm gonna run into little shops here. They got a little place you can eat inside. I'll show you that real quick. And take me a break and review some of this video. The phone is about dead, so I used every bit of the battery. I gotta recharge it. So this is market at 7th Street. Smells good. Let's see here. There you go. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.